Hey everybody, this is Case, and you're hanging out with me on the Wall to Wall Country Show right here on Penn's Peak Radio. And had a good show so far, and we're working our way through this Wednesday edition of the Wall to Wall Country right here on PPR, where pretty much it's, pretty much all about the country music. But today I'm very excited to have on board a band that recently played here at the venue, Penn's Peak. If you had the opportunity to come out and see them, it was pretty darn awesome. And we're going to be playing some of their music, including one live cut that they did for us in the studios. But find out a little bit more about this upcoming group that's got quite some history and a great story to tell. Welcome aboard the Last Bandoleros. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey. Hi.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
We're great.
Happy to be here.
Good.
Awesome. Well, listen, you guys did a show here just recently. I'm sure it was spectacular. I'm sure you guys had an awesome time.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Such a cool venue.
It is a pretty venue, isn't it?
It's very gorgeous.
And, we had that interview that day, but I don't know if everybody caught it. And I kind of wanted to revisit with you guys a little bit and find out some of the other things that you guys have going on. Before we get into that, let's do a quick roundtable kind of thing. Who are you? A little bit where you're from, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead.
I'm Diego. I play bass and sing in the band.
Okay.
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Emilio. I'm Diego's brother. I play drums and sing, and I'm also from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Jerry. Play guitar and sing. Native of San Antonio, but currently reside in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Where he met me, my name is Derek. I am from New York. I play guitar and I sing in the band.
All right.
We're getting pretty good at that, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, doing really well. Now, you guys, you've been together only for a couple of years. You kind of came together and ended up forming the band, the Last Bandoleros. You've been performing for a couple of years. But a real quick scenario, how did this all get started?
We've known each other for, almost a decade. Mm-hmm. And we each fronted our own bands.
Okay.
And Jerry moved to New York from San Antonio. He's the bridge between the four of us.
Okay.
And we started playing in each other's projects. Mm-hmm. And a few years ago, about 2.5, 3 years ago, we decided to get in a room together as an experiment. Mm-hmm. Hey, I like what you do, you like what I do, let's write a song together. Mm-hmm. And we wrote our first single, which is called Where Do You Go? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
that was the first song we wrote together.
But that's the first one that you guys were a collaboration on?
Correct.
Nice.
It wound up being our first single as well.
Yeah, it's out there right now. We're going to play that in just a little bit to give people a quick heads up on the sound that you have. And now, speaking of the sound, you guys, what would you consider the sound? It's not really country. It's not, it's not really rock. It's kind of that in-between thing. Give us a little a lesson on what you guys think your sound is and how you got that together, coming from such different backgrounds a little bit.
Yeah, I think that, I'm going to let Diego expand on certain parts, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the writing process of all four of us getting in a room. We all bring different influences to the table when we're writing, and I think you hear a lot of that in the music. So when you're saying you can't really pinpoint it, I think that's a result of every single influence that each of us sort of bring to the soup, and we throw it in there. And Diego and Emilio come from it's a certain kind of music down there called Tejano music. But they come from Tejano royalty down in South Texas.
Okay.
I'll let him kind of go into further details of what that is and what that influence comes from.
Right.
Yeah. So growing up in San Antonio in South Texas, at a very young age, me and Emilio were exposed to a wide variety of music. We grew up on mostly rock and roll, but we were surrounded by Tejano music. It's just everywhere down there.
Sure.
And also, my father was a Tejano musician. His name was Emilio Navaida. Mm-hmm. And after he had success in Tejano, actually, he crossed over to country and he toured with Alan Jackson, George Strait, Clay Walker. Wow. So through my dad, we also found country music.
Nice.
And so we sort of just took the Tejano element and our country influences that we found through my father and poured that into what is now the Last Bandolero sound,
Nice. Now, when you guys are cumulative and you're working on the music, you're doing everything. You're putting the music together. You're putting the words together. It's your product.
Yes.
Yeah. From top to bottom, literally. And we have kind of a unique situation in that we have a producer in the band. Jerry is a fantastic producer, grew up in professional studios, and he produced our record from top to bottom, and the four of us recorded in our home studio in New York and in some studios in San Antonio. But it's a very it's all do-it-yourself project.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Now, in the video, there's an extra element that's not in the interview here today. Tell us a little bit about that extra element or person, the person who has the name.
Right. So in the video, you'll see there's a man playing a bearded man playing a button accordion, and the accordion comes from Tejano music, right?
Okay.
So Tejano music, if you don't know what it is, I'm sure maybe you've seen the movie Selena. That's Tejano music. So think polka beats, pop melodies, pop chord progressions, all sung in Spanish. And what might be the most important element of Tejano music is the button accordion.
Okay.
And
that sound.
That sound, yeah. And we added that just because, we love it. And it was, it's the sound of my childhood almost. But we just put it in our music,
Do you guys do any songs in Spanish?
We'd like to say Spanglish.
Yeah.
Spanglish.
Do you know Spanish, Derek?
No, not as well as I would like to.
Okay. So that would be a challenge if they
none
were
of
like...
us actually, this is horrible to say, none of us know enough Spanish to carry a conversation.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. That surprises me just a little bit.
But we have some Spanish in our music.
Okay.
The words we know.
Yeah.
Throw it in there.
That's cool. That's interesting. That's really, because I think...
I wish I knew. Growing up, I was never spoken to me.
Yeah. It would be neat to be able to do a crossover song here and there, even if it's only one or two songs.
Sure.
Depending on where you're performing, you might find that...
Well, we can. We can do it. We just don't know we won't know what we're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll sound right.
That's awesome. So you guys got together... You enjoy each other's company. You like the writing. You respect each other as writers and musicians and producers and funky instrument players and all that, drummers and all that kind of stuff. How did the band get birthed then? You just thought you wanted to take it to the next step?
Well, it was a writing project, right? So we all loved what each other did, and then we got in and wrote some songs, and then the idea was maybe we'll pitch them to someone, or we don't,
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is really good. We're not giving this to anyone. We need to start a band,
Yeah.
And I think it's the most organic thing I've ever been a part of, and it just felt right.
Happy accident.
Yeah, happy accident.
This
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah.
Tell my listening audience about the happy accident on how you got yourself signed. I mean, normally people struggle with that. They pursue it. They got to send in a ton of music. They get you would know a billion times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You just happen to be kind of like in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it was a goal. I think it's a goal of most bands to get signed. I mean, the big goal, get on a record label and reach a certain level of commercial success.
Right.
Our chance encounter with Warner Brothers and Warner Music Nashville happened when we were invited to play Austin City Limits Music Festival last October. And 15 hours before the show, we were told that Scott Hendricks, the head of A&R at Warner Music Nashville, was going to come to the show. He had gotten our demo and loved it, and he flew 3 days later to see us play. At the end of the show, he came back to our trailer and said, boys, I'm not going to sleep until you're Warner artists.
Nice.
And
turns out he was actually not kidding.
Yeah.
Total movie moment. Right?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Insane.
And so you guys you're happy with that? You're doing pretty well with the
we love
organization?
We feel at home at Warner Music Nashville. We couldn't be happier.
Awesome.
Great team.
Which is then in return how you got your single out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that little story, that path, and how that song came about?
Yeah, like Emilio was saying, we would get into a room, we started writing stuff, and that was one of the first tunes that
was the first.
Yeah, and we were like, whoa. And coincidentally, that's the demo of that song, is what Scott heard.
Okay.
And it sort of was the blueprint of our sound, I think. And
okay.
Sort of established as what we were as a brand and a band. And Warner wanted to put that out as first. So we were literally, we just sort of concluded months of radio tour. We've been, ever since the beginning of the year. I guess it impacted radio a couple months back, but we've been, going all over the country.
Doing
and playing the song live in a studio much like this.
Yeah.
And you know, and slowly but surely, you know, winning people over and building our fan base.
That's awesome.
It deserved to be the first single because it started this whole thing.
Kickstarted the whole thing, yeah.
You know, and that's awesome. So you want to tell us a little bit about the song, and then we'll play it for our listening audience.
Yeah, the song, it's definitely got a huge Tex-Mex influence. The train beat, the accordion. Lyrically, it's sort of the day tripper satisfaction thing. You know, she's a big teaser. She took me half the way there kind of vibe. But so really, it's sort of a sad song, but it doesn't feel sad because the music's
So
very
happy.
up and you know, it makes you want to dance. It's we like the contrast.
Nice.
There, you know.
I think we're going to play it.
Yeah.
You guys can hang in there for just another minute?
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome. Here it is. We're going to play the Last Bandoleros single that is out right now. People can get their hands on it. It's called Where Do You Go? Right here on Penn's Peak Radio.
Oh yeah.
So back there we heard the Last Bandoleros tune, Where Do You Go? Really fun. You're right. It's got a great beat. You know, you almost, if you don't really listen to the words, it's just something like you can just hang out with. And then you listen to the words and you're like, what?
He's a sad guy, right? Well, you know, she left in the morning. Why? That never happens.
Yeah. So that's, you know, but that's fun. I mean, and that's your work. That's the accumulation of the four of you. It's your product. You guys got it out there and it's doing quite well for you. I know we play it here and it's definitely a great, great song.
Thank you.
What you guys have been doing this now, you kind of getting into that groove of getting out and doing some touring. Are you touring all over the country? Are you finding that? Are you more down in San Antonio?
We actually haven't been in San Antonio in a while.
Wherever they will have us, we will be there.
Yeah.
Good answer.
As a baby band, you take all the shows you can get, and
Right.
we want to spread the music anywhere people are interested in hearing us.
Where can people find that information?
They can find out about us on our website. All of our tour dates are listed there at thelastbandoleros.com.
Okay.
And
All of our social
media.
And that's where you can, that's what I was going to say. Your social media is on there as well.
Correct.
Yep.
Awesome. Before I let you go, we're going to do one more tune. And then I think what we'll do is at the end of my show, to remind everybody to listen, if they missed the interview from today, they can listen to it on Sunday morning. I'll sneak in one of the live versions that you guys did for us in the studio a couple of weeks ago. But we've got one more song that we're going to feature in the interview. It's a little something called Maria.
Yeah, it's sort of got a little Blind Melon vibe to it.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
And this is another cumulative effort of all of you?
Yeah, all of our songs are cumulative efforts, the four of us.
That's awesome.
Ping-ponging ideas back and forth until we
have a record.
Exactly.
Bottle of Jack Daniels or bottle of tequila in the middle.
Yeah, nice. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the extra time and doing this interview for me. We support you all the way. Just know that the doors for Penn's Peak Radio are always open for all of my artists. If you ever have the opportunity to come back to PA, you get in touch with me. Let me know what's going on, and we'll get you back on the show, especially if you got some new stuff. I know you guys have some more things in the work. Can't spoil the cake before it's cooked. But you guys want to be on board with this. Check these guys out, thelastbandoleros.com. Find all their social media, all their connections. Get in touch with these guys. Let them know you heard all about them right here on Penn's Peak Radio. Safe travel, guy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Penn's Peak.